Hi guys, welcome to this video. My name is Ruihan. This will be my first video that I do a voiceover, so I hope you like it. Today we're going to paint this deer reflection painting with watercolors. Let's begin. First, I'm wetting the paper. I only got 3 brushes at a time. And as you can see, I'm using a way too small brush. I think it's a size 8 from Princeton. It's a round brush. So if you could, I would definitely recommend getting a bigger brush that it's flat and it's easier for you to wet the paper. So this video was shot last week, so I was actually able to get a bigger brush later that week. The one I got, I put in here. It's from the Princeton Heritage Collection. It's a stroke brush and it's 3/4 of an inch. I find it pretty useful, but I do see people use a 1-inch brush as well, and it's bigger than this. I put it up here, you can do a comparison. I got this brush at a local art store and they do curbside pickup. It's pretty nice. I called them beforehand and they collect the order information, what you need, and my credit card information. And then after about 20 minutes, I got there and I called them and they bring us up to the little box outside of their store, and then I go pick it up. So it's pretty interesting to see how things have changed during this special time of the whole period of history of man. Anyways, let's go back to our painting. So I'm adding more colors to the bottom as I work my way down. As you can see on the left bottom part, it's starting to dry up, so I'm still having some hard time trying to control the amount of water I'm using. So you can see there are some hard lines here that makes the color uneven. So I think this will be one aspect that I will try to improve next time. After completing the bottom layer, we let it dry for a little bit, and then after it's completely dried, we starting with the top layer and we adding this baseline for the land and for the grass. I don't know if you've noticed on the right part of the paper, there are a little white dot that I created with some tissues. It's supposed to be the sun. I don't know if it looks close enough for you right now. So as you can see right now, I'm adding this more details for the deer and for the grass. Painting the deer is really painful for me. Now I know that I should sketch it first, but I didn't really thought of it when I first draw this. So I just sketch it with my watercolor brush, and as you can see, it's a bit fatter than I have wanted. It looks more like a pig to me somehow, with the long legs. Anyways, so I'm adding more grass on a reflection on the water, and I left some space for the tree to grow out. So as you can see in the bottom, I have that little sketch here. It's actually, I try to sketch the deer in the way I want it so that I don't draw that big fatter deer, not to what I expected. And then I realized the black paint is not dark enough to totally cover the colors in the bottom, so I added more colors as a second layer when the first layer is dry. And the deer looks pretty good to me, to be honest. Now I'm starting to working on the tree. I think the tree is a part where it can be very flexible. You can do whatever you want. You want it to grow wherever is fine, as long as you think it's beautiful. So I'm starting with this right branch. right-handed person, but my mom always corrected me when I was young, and now I'm starting to write and do a lot of things with my right hand. But I think my left hand is more flexible than the right-handed person's. So I was trying to use my left hand to draw the details of the branches and to fill the colors so that it doesn't mess up the color I just layered to the right. But obviously my right hand is more flexible and can draw more details than my left hand. So I'm using back to my right hand after I completed that section and when it's dry enough. It's pretty funny here that I'm trying to use my fingers to measure the distance of the tree and see where the branches are starting to spread out. After a second reference to my reference painting, I realized it's not that symmetric. So I decided to let it go and just draw however I like it. By the way, this painting is inspired by蕤含Ruihan from one of her videos. The video was about introduction on the watercolor papers, and I saw when she tried to illustrate on this hot press paper. I really love this painting. I think it's good for my current level, which is pretty beginning, so I think it's a good that I try out myself. So again, as you can see, I'm not using a ruler, just objects that is handy to me to measure the distance of the two branches that I'm trying to make it symmetric. Okay, now I'm starting to add the little details, branches on the tree. Before I do that, I need to mix some colors. I started painting watercolor when I was in primary school, about age of 10ish, and then I painted for about a year and also draw some sketches with my pencils, and then somehow I just stopped doing that because of the coursework, or I kind of forget about the reason. But recently during the quarantine, I find myself in abundance of time to do some things I really love for a long time. So I feel like I wanted to try out watercolors. I actually forget how I started this time. I probably just saw some video on YouTube and about their watercolors. Somehow find it very strange that YouTube know out of my taste in terms of interest seeing other people do. So I started to try out different type of paintings, and watercolor has always been my favorite. So you could say that I'm a beginner, but I'm not truly a beginner. I love to share with you guys about how I paint, how I could grow better, and I'm reflecting myself how I could do better with my painting skills. And I hope you enjoy this beautiful sunset as well as the deer reflection as much as I do. Voila! So I'm done. After the paper is totally dried out, you take off the masking tape. And a lot of people say this is the best part of their painting. I feel the same too. You get to review what's underneath with the clean edge. There's no better feeling than that. Alright, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.